Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Del Mar Racetrack here on Thursday. It's the 25th of July, 2024. Gonna look at the 7th race from Del Mar, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it, around the world. Let's look at the 7th race of Del Mar, which is always a good race. It is the Cougar, the second stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a $100,000 purse race for 3-year-olds and upwards. 6 horses are contesting the 2,400-meter journey, or mile and a half on the dirt course. Very rare distance for North America, mile and a half on dirt. I think we should card more of them because I think it's always a good kind of exciting race. I'm going to take the 3 horse Reincarnate as a top selection. 3, 4, 5, 1 for me in the superfecta. 3, 4, 5, 1 super. Top selection, the 3 horse Reincarnate, this 4-year-old colt by Good Magic. Bob Baffert trains. Juan Hernandez gets the mount. The horse's most recent appearance came in the Hollywood Gold Cup at Santa Anita, a mile and a quarter on 27th of May. And the horse finished second by 2 1/4 lengths, and he basically sat on the front end, setting some pretty easy fractions. He got overtaken late by Mr. Fisk, but he ran his heart out that day. I think slowing it down to a mile and a half, which I think he's bred for through and through, I think he could get a good race. Also getting a little bit class relief from his previous races. He ran 2 back in the Oaklawn Handicap at Oaklawn, a mile and 8, 20th of April. He finished 4th by 5 3/4 lengths that day, and he was wide and just flat. He never quickened up that day. Maybe just facing a little bit tougher horses in the Midwest that day. And then back here on the West Coast in the Santa Anita Handicap at Santa Anita, a mile and a quarter off the bench. He finished 3rd by 3 3/4 lengths that day. The stablemate Newgate really took off clear. This horse just really wasn't getting into it. And then last year's Twilight Derby over the mile and 8th on the turf at Santa Anita, he finished 9th by 3.5 lengths that day. He didn't do a lot of running. He hasn't won since the Los Alamitos Derby last summer at Los Al, over the mile and 8th, winning by 2 1/4 lengths, walking on the front end. I thought that was a very good, strong run. He's had some slow workouts going into this one, then a fast workout here at Del Mar last week. I think he could stay the trip well. I'll give him a shot on the ticket. I think the 4 horse here, Salesman, for Kaisuke Kimura and Dick Mandela, I think this horse come back to a longer distance should suit him well. He won the Thoroughbred Aftercare Marathon at Santa Anita over the mile 5 furlongs back in November quite easily by 8.5 lengths, basically walking on the front at 112 and 4, 130 and 4, 230 and 244 for the final mile 5/8. He basically won in a trot. Very good run. Came back to run the Santa Anita Handicap over the mile quarter back in March, where he didn't do a lot of running. He was flat that day. He finished 7th by 23.5 lengths, and then he had a decent 3rd in his dirt debut at Los Al and Los Al Special. Refreshing here, back to a longer trip. I think he could stay. It wouldn't surprise me if he wins. And as a bit of an upsetter, could be the 5 horse dual threat for Edwin Maldonado. Was a winner in Optional 50 at Santa Anita, closing up from nowhere last time out. Before that, he had a bit of a trouble trip where he was a little bit wide. But I think with a longer trip, if there's going to be a pace meltdown, it wouldn't surprise me at 8-20 if he wins. I'll use him on the ticket. But generally, these races tend to be more towards front-end horses. So I think the 3 and 4 more likely winners. But it's going to be an exciting one here. But to recap my selection for the 7th now from Del Mar, it's the Cougar, the second stakes. Going to take the 3 horse Reincarnate. Give kudos to the 4 horse Salesman and the 5 horse Dual Threat. 3, 4, 5, 1 super. 3, 4, 5 in the multi race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.